I look around the room and I do see some boomers out there. I see some leaders. I see a lot of great ARG representatives who have a lot of great customers themselves. And I kind of wonder, I'm trying to catch my breath too. It's like last gentleman. But anyways, I see you all there with great customers. And the IT professionals in this industry, they take a lot of punches, right? They take a lot of punches constantly. Left jabs, right jabs, gut punches sometimes. Sometimes they're even taking shots to the head that gets them, drops them on the floor, and they do everything that they can to climb up those ropes to get back up there. It's a tough job. It's a tough gig. That's sometimes thankless, but sometimes could be incredibly rewarding. But what I want to say is, what if you could meet a hitman from Detroit, okay, that could help you with some of that business, right? That could help you take some of those punches, introduce you to a company, that has scale and depth and lots of capability to help you get through some of those things, right? For instance, maybe it's, I'm hearing things, from the field, from our customers, from just having conversations with our customers about, I just inherited all of this technical debt, right? What do I do with this stuff? How do I get rid of it? I don't have budget, $2 million budget to replace all this stuff. So what kind of ideas do you have to help us kind of get current, right, with this stuff? Or sometimes it is always on everybody's mind, is cyber security, right? How do I protect myself? How do we defend ourselves? How do we get compliant, right? In this neck of the woods, if you're from the DC area, there's a lot of federal contractors around here, so they talk a lot about CMMC coming up this year. So, how do we check all those 135 boxes off to make sure that we're audit ready and can be compliant, with those regulations. And the third thing is really also about staffing, right? It's people, it's resources. It's a people-intense business, right? So it's, do we have the capacity? Do we have the scalability? Can we grow when we need them to grow? Do we have these special projects where we can, insert, a team, that can scale or that can kind of meet that demand as we need it that's coming down from the C-suite? So those are kind of the three things that I hear a lot about, okay, in the business. And here at Red River Technology, I think what we bring to the table that's kind of unique is this mid-tier player, right, that is a $1 billion company, right? We have a $1 billion VAR business, okay, attached to this company. So that brings a lot to the table in terms of our access to some of the great OEM partners out there, the Ciscos, the Dells of the world. So we have a lot of resources there. That also means we have a lot of technical skill and capability for that reason, right? So in addition to that, we have great investment into the business, so that helps drive innovation, right? There's things that we can do, I think, and make investments in that maybe some of the smaller MSPs can't. Maybe they can't, maybe they can. I think there's things that we do from a customer experience perspective, okay, where we are much closer to the customer. I think we like to say that, they are part of our business. Okay, and we treat everyone like they're our best customer. There's no question about that. So, and I think we can do that because we have the scale, we have the investment. We like to say we're large enough to matter, but small enough to care. So we have opportunities and the ability to go regionally, nationally, and supporting of any of your customers that you might have. So. I'm getting Mickey, I need you, buddy. All right, Mickey.
Doing great, Nick.
I mean, before I get to this case study, I need some water and I need a towel. Thanks, buddy. Is this good?
Here you go.
All right, thanks, buddy.
Get back in there. Let's go. Let's go.
Do I still got to chase these chickens, Mickey? All right. That helps me be a little more agile. All right, thanks, buddy. I really appreciate that. So, kind of what I wanted to do there was I think I can tell you this story and take you on this little journey of a customer that we just signed last year. And it really embodies everything that I'm kind of talking about. It's the people, it's the process, it's the technologies, the innovation, all of the things that I think we're able to bring to the table, okay, have really shown with this particular customer. So this trip starts in Detroit, flight 1642, over to great city of New Orleans. I wish I was there February 9th, but some team from Washington screwed me over, so I couldn't go to that one. But anyways, we go to New Orleans like almost once a month. We take a 2-hour drive down I-10, past Death Valley. I think you know where that's at, right? Past Death Valley in Baton Rouge and all the way to this little rural town in central Louisiana. Okay, a couple of things we learned about driving in Louisiana too is be careful of I-10. Check Google Maps, check whatever, because if you get in an accident on that road, you are doomed. You are there for hours because there's no way off unless you want to jump into the bayou and swim your way out. Number two, don't think you can find an Uber in central Louisiana. It ain't happening. And you got to get to the airport on time, you better rent a car. Or you're going to be hitching a ride with a school teacher, okay, whose brother is the facilities manager at the hotel you're staying at, okay? And you're going to pay him $100 to get you there. True story. True story, seriously. But we made it. Anyways, we find ourselves in a central Louisiana, wonderful community, a great rural, independent, small hospital, call it 300 beds, 1,100 employees and staff that are supporting a community. It's a beautiful story there. But as you can imagine, they're strapped for money, right? They have a good revenue cycle. They're making money. All right, they're pushing through their payment. All their stuff to get cash flow up. But they don't have a ton of money in the bank. Certainly don't have $2 million to throw at IT immediately, right? Their mission is patient care. So everything they're going to do is they're going to put every dollar towards patient care that they possibly can. Even though you could argue that underlying infrastructure does make a difference, for patient care, and I think we made that argument successfully for them. But what we did for them, we started with a transformation as a service project, right? So we came in cost of sale, did all of the assessments, core infrastructure network, edge switching, wireless, server, storage arrays, the whole 9 yards. We came in and did a full assessment of their environment, right? And came back with bills of materials, obviously, for stuff that was end of life, end of support, and there was a ton of it. The entire network infrastructure, all the switches there, out of end of life. Edge switching, end of life, right? Access points, all different types of makes and models, right, that we had to figure out. And we came together with a scope. But then we did a little financial engineering with a partner. Many of you guys know the partner that we did this work with. And we came up with a true OpEx model, save some cash, build in the long-term lifetime replacement components of the whole thing, ongoing managed services, ongoing firmware updates, replenishing cycles where every 3 and 5 years where we're replenishing this hardware. We haven't gotten to the 3 and 5 year part yet, but that's part of the model, right? True rental transformation as a service type of model. So they never own the equipment, they never can buy it out, but I can guarantee you they're going to keep those laptops, they're going to keep that network infrastructure updated on that 3 to 5 year cycle through this program. And the best part of that is it works inside the budget, right? Because we spread that out between 36 and in some cases 60 months. So that was the first thing that we did that was really impressive there, I thought. Then we introduced, some innovation into the story, right? Some other as a service type offerings. So think of their whole ITSM platforms, right? ServiceNow, Logic Monitor, network management software, stuff like that. And we collapsed it all, okay, and got rid of the sprawl. Right, we got rid of this subscription and software sprawl, and we're able to save them tens of thousands of dollars by collapsing it onto our environment, offering them a fully secure, domain-separated instance of ServiceNow, right, where they can do the things they want to develop the software. So they even have a managed services built around that where they get 40 hours of development time every single month to create what they want out of that platform. And of course, it's integrated with our systems at headquarters. In addition to that, we used Microsoft in a huge way there. 2 big stories there, the consolidation of all of these subscriptions largely under Microsoft, okay, that got rid of a lot of third-party sprawl that we had in there. Some of it wasn't even being used. Some was fully configured, half configured, some not even configured at all. Crazy. So there's just a lot of waste. And then what we were also able to do because they have a nonprofit foundation inside the organization, we're able to move them from commercial to the nonprofit side of Microsoft, which saved them a huge, untold amounts of money, because that's a recurring bill too, right? So those are two of the big things we did there. And then when we speak about staffing, and we speak about kind of mutualizing our support there. So again, the staff there, some of them have been there for a while, right? It's all they knew was that environment, and the environment wasn't in good shape. So we're able to retain a few of those people, but we're also able to bring in scale and depth, right, with our team. And in a mutualized way, not dedicated. So they're not paying, for staffing there, right? They're paying for a help desk, tier 1 and tier 2. They're paying for fractional tier 3 and tier 2 and tier 3 network, and data center, and other resources, okay, that they can use as much as they want. Okay, it's an unlimited resource for them, right? And then we're going to take that, okay, because there's a consortium in Louisiana of hospitals. There's a network of 28, 30 hospitals, I believe, and we're going to continue to leverage that mutualized service desk opportunity. So they're going to continue to save, because that's what they're asking us for too. Optimization, right? They're looking for us to continue to drive cost out of the model. Okay, year 2 should be lower than year 1. Year 3 should be lower than year 2. Okay, unless of course they're growing and they're adding other services to it. But if everything stayed the same, we should be getting better, and we should be able to pass that cost on through, okay, to the customer. So we're really, really looking forward to that opportunity with this healthcare company. And then we also are working with a consultant in the region who's handling all of the applications and data. So all the EHR systems, they have to be a Cerner customer. So they've worked through that as well. So collectively, when we put both groups together, IT staff, IT resources, the entire IT budget, including data and applications, we still were lower or at what their previous year's budgets were. Okay, so we improved their service, created depth, scale, capability, transform their environment, okay, network, data center, wireless, the whole 9 yards. I'll caveat, we're not done with everything yet, okay? We're still working on some projects, but they're sold, and that's the way that's how the plan is rolling out, okay? So really excited about that, and they don't spend a lot. They're like less than 2.5% on revenue, $700 million hospital, But again, revenue cycles are good, cash is good, so that part of it helps fund that operational expense, okay? But they couldn't do it any other way, right? They couldn't do it any other way. They would never get to where they needed to go or wanted to go, okay, in the time frame that they wanted to get it done without some of these innovative type, not just products, but like solutions and financial engineering solutions, things like that, to get this stuff done for them. I have 1 minute and 23 seconds left. I wanted to add one other thing, something that we didn't do there yet, okay, but we are exploring as a business right now, and that's AI, right? Artificial intelligence, right? We are doing some things there, and it's really interesting. We already have some of this embedded kind of in our analytics and our root cause analysis systems around network management, stuff like that. That's kind of built into it from the software developers. But one interesting thing that we're bringing into play is a large language model, like conversational AI for help desk, because we get called upon a lot for help desk. Okay, it just seems like when you start moving up market, 500 to 5,000 user businesses, help desk is always the biggest pain. It feels like for the IT teams. They want to figure out a way to how to offload that to a managed services provider. Well, it's also challenging for us too, because it's a numbers game if you don't have automation and optimization built into it, right? How many tickets, how long does it take to resolve them? How many people you have to put behind it? What's their cost? What's their overhead? Bang, 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 times profit, here's your number, right? Well, we got to figure out a way to reduce that and drive that cost down. And through this tool, which I think we're probably going to be rolling out definitely at some point this year, I think we're going to be able to do that. But there's a lot of work that goes into it. There's a lot of work.